Hey guys, yes, you do finally get to see my face. Why? Because I felt it was a new change to try out, especially since today has a lot of significance for me. It was this day that 3 years ago I just got my first hobby RC and I first got into the hobby itself. Yeah, it was September 29th. Well, let's jump back a few weeks further than that. So I just decided that I wanted to get a hobby RC kit. I've been fascinated with them for so long, and I finally had money in my bank account to do it. So I decided I would, do the research and find the right kit that would be good to start off for me. And so for those 2 weeks, like the first half of the first week, I was looking at which online hobby store to check out because I had looked at my local hobby store, but they didn't have a very good selection. None of the kits looked like something I'd want. So I went online, and after so many stores, I finally came to A Main Hobbies. And from there, I looked at all the kits on there, checked out, what all they had, what was within my budget, because I had a $1,000 budget, so that was pretty flexible, but I wanted something that wouldn't be too expensive, so in case I needed to replace something or upgrade it, I'd be able to. And one of the ways I checked out to find if the kit worked for me was YouTube. Yeah, I looked at videos for each kit, and there was one kit that stuck out: the Traxxas Slash 2-wheel drive. Lots of people were running it everywhere. They could put just about any 10th scale system in it. They were doing some crazy stuff to these things. I saw a video of a guy driving it off a 60-foot cliff, and it lands just fine. So, Traxxas Slash was my choice. I went ahead and bought it, and on the day of the 29th, it's at my doorstep. I take it out, run it around a bit. I made sure to get the battery pack because they were saying you need to still buy the battery pack yourself. This was right before Traxxas went fully RTR and supplied everything you need to go. So I charged up the battery with a cheap nickel metal charger I had, took it out, ran it. It was pretty good, but then after that was when I saw something new. I saw somebody using what was called a brushless system, namely the VXL Linean system. And given that I had plenty of spare money left over, I thought I would go get that too. So at this point, I was trying to choose between the VXL and the Castle Sidewinder system because lots of people were running that too, and I was comparing waterproof, decent power of the VXL and 3S, higher battery capable, or the programmability and the closer to racing spec, I would say, Castle Sidewinder. So I went to, that was where I actually used my local hobby shop and asked them, what's the difference between the VXL and the Castle Sidewinder. He told me, yes, the VXL is good, and yes, the Sidewinder has programmability, but supposedly some people that he's sold the Sidewinder to had firmware issues. So I just decided I don't need something for racing, I just want something with plenty of power. So I bought the VXL system, and along with that I bought a Max Amps 3S pack. That was a mistake for me, but I'll get to that in a bit. So I'm having a blast after some time. I occasionally throw on the Energy upgrade. Another mistake. I was learning. But within the first 6 months, I had done a few upgrades, or hop-ups, I should say. You know, aluminum A-arms, like aluminum hub carriers, shock towers, all that. But, you know, after a few of those parts broke, I decided to go back to the stock forms. But the one upgrade or hop-up, I should say, really did not hold for me was the max amps. It was just 6 months of running it. When I got that, I also got a good, it's a smart charger, like a Triton EQ 6S capable charger. You know, there's no way of over discharging this battery, because if the battery voltage is too low, the charger will freak out and tell you when you plug it in, like, hey, this battery's too low. But I took good care of the pack. I made sure not to over discharge it. I made sure to put it to a storage voltage when I wasn't using it. But even still, one time while I was running it, just all of a sudden my low voltage cutoff just kicks in while I'm running. I don't know why, but I plug in my cell meter and my second cell is zero volts. It's dead. Totally random. I call up max amps, and I know a lot of people say they have they've had good experience with max amps batteries, and that's fine, but this case wasn't good for me. I called him up. I told him, hey, this 3S pack shorted out on me. It's 3S, 4,000 milliamps. It's a hard case pack. I paid $190 for it. Is there any chance I can get it warrantied? I know this is one of those packs before you guys started the 3-year warranty. I know it's still just a 1-year warranty on this thing, but it's only been 6 months. So is there a way I can, get this pack warrantied? They're like, sorry, but we just discontinued that pack, so we can't rightfully warranty it because we don't have any other packs that are closely, matched to that pack spec. So basically, we can't warranty it, but we can offer you a 25% discount on a new pack. What? Seriously? 25% of $190? That's all you can offer me on a new pack that I looked up their closest pack. It's what was it? It was about a 5,000 milliamp 3S hard case, and it was $160. So I'm thinking, the pack that I had that blew up on me, well, not blew up, but shorted out on me, that cost $190, and you can't offer me a cheaper pack that's the same. But anyways, I was a little angry at that point, so I went around and looked at other brands, and I heard, at that point I was afraid of other off brands of lipos, but I decided to give them a try, and so I found Hobby King, and I got a Turnigy 3S 5,000 milliamp soft pack, and I knew that I did have to mod my battery case to hold it, but I get out of Dremel, I mod the case, the pack comes in, I have to mod the case just to make sure it fits right, and I used this battery for a while, and I find out not only is that as good as my max amps, but it lasted longer by actual definition. It didn't short out in 6 months. In fact, that battery pack is still up there after a year and a half, 2 years. So, obviously, price of things doesn't really dictate the quality. So, that was a learning experience for me, and that's helped me out through the this past year and a half of me being in the RC, so you know, definitely a lot of learning in that 3-year time span. I know I don't actually have the same amount of money that I did back then, but you know, it's still a good experience. Yes, I did lose money on crap parts, and including that Max Amps and those Trinity parts, but it was all a learning experience, and it all helped me out today, so I know what parts to get, what parts I need to get, instead of, you know, what parts I should get, or what what parts I should stick with, like the bigger brands would like to say. But yeah, that's what I've learned in the past 3 years. It's really been a good experience. It's gonna keep going for a few more years.